Hey Fight fans, Paul Miles from Mid-Atlantic MMA, mama-online.com, joined by Phil Migliarese, the first two-time interviewee here on the website. Phil, thanks for having us out here for
coming. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. We're here at Matrix 2 weigh-ins. The big news, really, the two big stories, I think, are the lineup changes on the card and then the addition from yesterday.
Right.
So first, let's talk about the turnover on the card. What's been going on?
There were 12 changes on the card. So we had original lineup about 4 months ago. Everybody was set, and it was mostly injury and training, and a couple other things too, motorcycle, and So guys got injured and can't fight on the card, and we prefer the commitment of these higher level guys 3 months out, so they get a chance to train.
Yeah, because we talked about that in January. You said then that you were pretty much ready for the second show.
We had the whole card.
Yeah,
the whole card was set.
Obviously, you weren't expecting it, but is that going to change the way you, Sam, and Jimmy work on your future cards?
Not at all, no. Okay. So we're already working on, we have an October 29th, Matrix 3, and we already have a good lineup for that, and then we'll see pretty much how it goes. But, I'm hoping for the best. But it happens, that's promotion. So you can get injured, you can, get lost and not make your way to weigh-ins and things like that.
Well, the other story coming into the weigh-ins tonight is Anthony Morrison versus Nick Gonzalez. He announced that yesterday. When and how did that fight come together?
Well, we had some room in the card because of, like I said, injuries, and there was only one dropout, but everything else was injury. And Anthony, who's a Philadelphian, needs, he wants to put more work in before his next WBC fight. So it's fighting locally. And it's great for us. I'm really glad to have him. And I know he's going to put on a good show. So.
Yeah. Now going back to the first Matrix card, you had Matt Mikowski, you had Aaron Mizer, you had a lot of the top Philly guys, and a lot of those guys moved on or were planning to move on to Bellator. You had Breland Van Arsdale, I think was on the first card. Right. Matt was scheduled to fight Matt Lee. With Sam Kaplan booking both your shows and Bellator, is there any kind of agreement that you guys have with Bellator to develop talent?
Not at this moment. I mean, we all work together. I mean, we work together with other promotions to put on multiple good shows, both in the area and then nationally. And I think I was telling you before, Matrix is starting here in Philadelphia. I'm getting my feet wet, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt that trains. So I want to understand the business a lot better because I come from the fighter side. So I want, I try to have a pleasant experience for fighters and reporters and, even the commission. I want to have I want everything to be smooth. So we can work together because we understand the needs of different organizations too. They're putting on a tournament where they need a fighter at 3-0, 4-0, whatever, something like that, 6-1, something like that, and to put these guys together so we can help. We get these guys, and sometimes for a regional event, they're they should be in a national event. So at this point, so.
Well, you did mention October 29th for Matrix 3. You guys blew the doors off of the arena for the first one.
Yeah.
You're back at Swanson and Rittner for the second one. Are we going to be back at the arena for the third one?
Possibly, yeah. We have plans to be in there, and then my plan from the beginning, I want to do my 3 shows there.
Okay.
So we're working out the arrangements, and then we'll I'll let you guys know everything very soon.
Do you at least want to give us a hint on what the main event's going to be?
No.
No.
Nope.
Sure.
Not doing it. No. I already know.
I can make this video not go
I
away.
know.
I can make it not happen.
Yeah, and then we can do another one.
Okay.
No, but we have some nice stuff planned. My biggest problem in life was telling everyone what's going on, and then maybe it doesn't happen. So I'd rather, under-promise or deliver. So I think it'll be good. But no matter what, we're looking at higher caliber guys, and there are a ton of guys around here. And then, like I said, nationally too, because the needs of a bigger organization, they have, they need to get a fighter more fights. So it may not be in their organization, but another organization. So, so maybe lucky enough to gather up some more Strikeforce guys, UFC, Elite XC. So it's great. So
let's talk for a second about the promotion, the production of the show.
Yes.
Not really being a boxing fan, not having that history. Even going into that first show, kind of felt like an old school boxing show. In the best way possible. Felt a little bit not to call other promoters not classy, but it had more of a let's put on a shirt and tie and go to the fights kind of classy feel to it.
Yeah, like a classic boxing sort of situation.
Exactly.
Well, my partners, they they were in the world of boxing forever, and Jimmy Senior, he he pretty much made boxing what it was in the 80s, 90s, and so
So it was
natural. It was natural to be, to have that flavor too. And then I wanted to make everything neat and professional, and that's how I want to operate. I don't want to, because there are too many, there are promoters that make mistakes that are completely devastating to their shows. Like you make one bad mistake. So we had enough time when we were planning this thing to work out kinks. Jimmy Bins Jr. has been, I think I was telling you before, the guy grew up in boxing. Since he was 5 years old, grew up with Mike Tyson, grew up with, Muhammad Ali. If you ever see his pictures, I'm going to make him, the next interview you should have is him with his pictures. It's amazing who he is next to. So basically, he knows the ins and outs of a promotion as far as a show standpoint. So Jimmy brought that. He's like, I want to make this an experience, a show, enjoyable, as well as competitive fights. So, going from both angles. And it's difficult, too, because there's a lot of extra work that we do to, produce a nice-looking fight bill, to produce, decent logo. I don't know if you guys think about this, but I like it. It's simple. It's just telling you Matrix fights. That's what we do. So, it took more time to do that sort of thing. And, we're setting our sights a little bit higher, but like I said, we're starting these training wheels. So, and we're just lucky enough to get all these great fighters, And we get a lot of calls, man. I mean, we get calls from guys that I know that I grew up with that are way out of our budget at this point. But they trust us already, and they want to fight for us. But once we get our Gatorade and Under Armour all handled, they can and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a show the right way that can actually support our Olympic MMA guys, and they should be getting paid the millions that they deserve, It's the toughest sport around. So,
talking about friends who want to fight, Andrea Kaplan, the wife of your matchmaker, was supposed to be on the show. Was there why are you trying to get your wife into a fight?
No, she's good.
Oh.
I said yes. No, it all goes through us.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can say yes or no. No one get hard feelings. She's tough. I like to see her fight. And so all the fights I want to see. So I show up. I'm a very, very. It's tough to get me to watch MMA. I want to make sure I see quality because I'm a technique guy. I want to see guys with good jab. I don't want to see sloppy fights.
Right.
So I watch all the fights, everybody. So
now Andrea's opponent couldn't make it. She dropped out. She got hurt. What happened? Because I know now she's not on the card.
Right. She's not on the card right now. I am not 100% sure.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So
I think we're pretty much out of tape.
Yeah.
Got that 10-minute window on YouTube.
Yeah.
Phil, thank you again.
Hey, thanks so much.
Matrix 2 tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Matrix 3 on October 29th.
Yeah, and then what else everybody need to know? We still have tickets. I actually took a portion of tickets and threw them out the door, took them offline already. So there will be tickets at the door.
Excellent. There you go. Come down. The arena sponsored a Rittner for Matrix 2.